This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
Yeah, this
just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Yes!
You scared me.
I was
He
ready
scared
for
me
it.
this morning as I came in.
I saw the video.
What do you mean you saw the video?
He took a video.
You shit. I know he took the video because he.
No, they're like, what are you screaming at back there? I'm like, oh, I just scared Sam.
Why haven't I seen the video?
And Sam goes
Oh, I
like this.
got it. I have don't worry, I have a little folder, so
Yes.
everyone will see at some point.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's already
Sweet.
dropped in the save file. Anyways, back to what's important. Beyonce, yes! That was American Requiem, the opening track from Beyonce's new Cowboy Carter album. The song challenges the notion of what's considered country music and her place in that genre. In a press release, Beyonce says the album dismantles false norms about Americana culture and pays tribute to musical pioneers in country, rock, classical, and opera all across the board. She also collaborates with Miley Cyrus and Post Malone, two of the biggest names in music. And as we mentioned, Willie Nelson and Dolly Parton appear on the album, which is structured like an old radio show. And we get a first listen to Beyonce's rendition of Dolly Parton's hit, Jolie. Yes, play it!
I can easily understand why you're attracted to my man, but you don't want the smoke, so shoot your shot with someone else. Jolene, 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 I'm warning you, woman, find you your own man.
I know it's Easter weekend, but we should just call it Beyonce weekend.
Yes.
Happy Beyonce.
This album is so good. So it came out at midnight last night. I listened to it this morning because my kids wake up very early. So I probably could have listened to it like 3 times. That's how early they wake up. But I did give it a full listen, and the storytelling is impeccable. But it also makes sure you have your tissues. Because Protector with Rumi Carter, oh my gosh, it made me think of Sophie and Miles. And then there's I don't know if it's an autobiographical song called Daughter about her relationship with her father, but that also struck a chord with me and made me sob. But there's also another song called Spaghetti where she raps, and I think Jay-Z was probably really proud of her and a bit turned on.
All right.
In spaghetti?
Yes.
Wow, spaghetti westerns. Spaghetti, yeah, I mean, that has to go with the cowboy
Yes.
theme. Yeah.
Tori, what'd you think?
I'm very impressed. Apparently, and I've been reading all about it, Beyonce herself thinks this is one of her best albums ever made. I love the idea that it's structured like an old Western country radio music show. My dad still listens to them, like, come on down to the horses, and someone with coconuts is like going like this.
16 Carriages starts that way. She has a song called 16 Carriages, and it starts like that. So
Is
look at
that
you.
not? So same kind of feeling, old nostalgia, and I really like her idea of taking back what country music means. Again, cowboy, they called them cowboys because boy was a demonstratively littling term to black cowboys. They didn't call them cowmen, they called them cowboys. So she is owning that, reclaiming it, and bringing back history we didn't know about in all types of art forms. Beyonce, honey, you have made it.
But she
You have
also
done it.
wants country to...
Are you okay there, Michael Dean?
Michael T.
Were you laughing at Beyonce, honey, you've made it? Was that what you were choking
I just
on?
am very impressed by this album.
She does also, though, she could be very bitter and resentful because of what happened at the CMAs a handful of years ago.
Yes.
But instead, she, in that American Requiem song that we just opened with, she says over and over again, stand with me. There's enough peace and love, y'all. So I love that. I really do. She's trying to unite everyone, and I think if people listen to the lyrics, they'll see that. She's not trying to alienate anyone.
Wow.
All right, speaking of singers, a new clip from the Amy Winehouse biopic Back to Black is going viral. Let's take a look.
Thought you had so many lessons to learn. I say you don't know what love is. Get a grip. Sound as if you're reading from some other tired script. Cause I'm not gonna meet your mother anytime. I just wanna grip your body over mine.
All right, well, that's no Amy Winehouse, but it wasn't that bad.
No.
The actress in it is Marissa Abella. She revealed she got the part before anyone even knew if she could even sing or not. But some people online called the singer trash and disrespectful to Amy. Listen, to those people who write that, listen, there's always going to be trash people online. You cannot replicate Amy Winehouse's voice. It's one in a million.
Once
if
in a
that.
generation.
Exactly,
Seriously, yeah.
exactly. So for her to take on this role is very tough, and for her to do her own vocals, if that's what she's doing, good for her, I say.
Can I ask, though?
Yeah.
If Amy Winehouse's voice is one in a million and we're doing an Amy Winehouse movie, why we don't use Amy Winehouse's voice?
What if we don't get her permission? Remember, everyone's like, oh, after you're dead, you don't play Prince songs? What
Right.
if...
Then why are we making the Amy Winehouse picture if we can't use the one thing we all want to hear?
No, that's
when
a great
we
point.
open
That's
her
a great
mouth
point.
is Amy's voice coming out of it. I think this woman is excellent, but it's not Amy Winehouse. It's not trash.
Amy's family, her dad and her family, are behind this.
Well, I don't understand this, why they
And are
wouldn't
we
use...
positive, though, that there's no tracks in here that Amy Winehouse sings? None?
No. Now, Jennifer Lopez did not sing at all in Selena.
She did a little bit in Selena in the very beginning, and then it was all Selena.
Okay, Whitney Houston's real voice was used in I Want to Dance with Somebody. Reese Witherspoon and Joaquin Phoenix sang as June Carter and Johnny Cash. But I will let you know.
Bitty bitty bum bum. I love that.
Song, it really is.
But when you know, if I'm hearing Amy and she opens her mouth, the whole thing was this. If you don't know about Amy Winehouse, she was so small and no one thought she could sing. When she opened her mouth, people were like, "Who is this?" I just don't want to hear someone else.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'm not trying to be mean.
No, but I think it's great for the actress to take on that
For
challenge.
sure, but-
And I don't think it's her fault necessarily. Maybe a choice with the producers. Right.
Yeah.
You don't think it would take you out of it if it was she was clearly lip syncing? I
what
think
about
we
with
know
J-Lo
what.
and Selena?
I mean, but Selena, there was a lot more dancing as well. A lot of things to kind of she was spinning around. She had five guys on stage.
This is all her voice.
This is all her voice. And if it was like clearly here she comes, then it's clearly dubbed over.
They
We
could
know
do it
it's
well,
not
though.
her.
They could blend it. They did blend Elvis's voice with.
I like the idea of hearing the person's voice who we're hearing talking throughout the movie, also hearing them sing. We know what Amy Winehouse sounds like. We all agree she's amazing. I now want to delve into her story about how we got here. It looked from that scene that we saw that was a pretty basic scene, which is just a woman standing in a guy's living room. And it was intriguing. I was really into it.
Yeah, but you don't want to hear that voice. I know
I
you
was
Al.
fine.
Yeah, you're fine. But when you want to hear and get goosebumps, that's not the voice you want to hear. You want to hear it echo and know your nostalgia of listening to it on CD or whatever, iPod, and where you were. And this, unfortunately, this woman isn't it.
Yeah, Al, I'd rather not listen to what you have to say. I'd rather have Tori's rendition of what you should say.
Yes, on CD or iPod or an 8-track.
When was Amy Winehouse around? Was it a CD or iPod?
iPod?
Passed
I
in
don't think
what,
that's the word you want to be used.
2002 she passed away.
All right. I got two in my ear, but I wasn't sure
I
if
know,
there
I
was
was
a year at the time.
2008. That's insane. 2002.
Yeah. Wow. At 27.
All right, let's get to this last story. Jerry Seinfeld is dishing all about how difficult it was working with Hugh Grant. They star in the new film Unfrosted, all about Kellogg's race to beat Post in becoming the first company to invent the Pop-Tart. So Hugh actually plays Tony the Tiger, who is played by a British actor in real life.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Jerry told Jimmy Kimmel that Hugh lived up to his surly reputation on set. Let's watch.
He's so funny, and we had lots of fights.
Yeah, you got fight.
We had lots of fights. He's a pain in the to work with.
Yeah,
He's horrible.
notoriously, but he says that before he comes.
He tells you before you work with him, you're gonna hate this. And he's so right.
He does that when he comes on the show. He goes,
Yeah.
I don't like doing this.
Yeah, he's horrible.
Who's going to make the joke first, Tori?
What's it like working with someone who's a jerk? I'm just kidding. No, not at all. But why?
Jeff, he's
Oh my God! Give me a break. He's
No,
not
we
sad.
love Jeff.
I need to take a week off for emotional stuff.
I am taking a week off, by the way. Is it because Hugh is like
Back to you.
charming? Is that why he gets away with being a jerk?
I don't know. I just think there are different rules for different people, like we've always said, because we've had people that have been called, air quotes, difficult to work with, and it's tanked their career.
Yeah.
And they have not worked again. It's something that followed them around in Hollywood.
Katherine Heigl.
Yes, and then you have somebody like Hugh Grant who's like steered into it, and he's allowed to get away with it. I don't know if there's a reason for
I
that.
wonder if he does it in a tongue-in-cheek way
Right.
on set.
British kind of.
However,
It
though,
doesn't seem like it.
I-
He seems unpleasant.
that interview he did with the model.
Yes, Ashley Graham
Ashley
at the
Graham
Oscars.
changed my perspective of Hugh Grant. Now, he could have had a bad day, and shame on me for judging someone in one moment. But, man, the way he dismissed her
rolled
on
her,
live TV
his
like
eyes.
that,
That's
it just
right.
felt very
You're right, Sam.
self-involved and misogynistic, and I'm hoping that was just just an error of judgment and he was in a bad mood, but still, I would never treat anyone like that, no matter how bad of a mood I was in.
And that was on camera.
Yeah.
So
would you rather know who you're dealing with and what you're dealing with than pretend like, oh, this person's a great personality and I love this person?
No,
and you know that they're miserable?
I would rather you acted like a professional on set. Like you do, Jeff.
Yeah, but I'm saying, if I'm like, Al, you don't want to work out with me. I'm going to be aggressive, dude. Like, you don't want to do that. And we go and work out. You're like, Jeff kicked my butt. I knew what I was getting myself into.
But at least I get to decide when we're casted.
That's what
I don't, do you think I want to be with Sam on this show? But I have to, I have to be professional.
None of us are perfect.
Hard out. You want me to read the tease then? All right, coming up on DBL, we're talking with host of What Would You Do, John Quinones. And Erica's going to explain what Diva Week is in her segment, what Erica's watching. Tori's in it.
Not a diva.
We're live.
So her name's Marissa Elba? I want to get that right.
Oh, here.
And I do want to say this what you're thinking.
And she had a very nice voice.
I know you're saying
Abella.
I know you're saying we want to hear Amy's voice, but in a situation like in a scene like that where she's in somebody's living room, you also don't want it to sound overproduced because that comes from being in a studio.
Why don't
so you do want them to be able
to Tori's point, I do want to hear a little bit of that fabulous voice. Why don't they
blend it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, why don't they blend it?
Agreed.
Because in the Bob Marley movie, they blend it, and Elvis movie, which I love,
with Austin
they
Butler.
blended. He sounded great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you didn't watch
It was
that?
excellent.
Oh my God, I love that.
Although Tom Hanks looked like a fool with a big prosthetic and a weird.
I liked it.
He was not great.
I
am a drum and I am the colonel. The colonel's very
what's
famous,
his
by the
name,
way.
Who did the movie?
Baz Luhrmann.
Baz Luhrmann. It's like totally his twist.
Of
on
course, the Moulin
I
Rouge
loved it.
aspect. I thought it was a great movie. The only thing Tom Hanks took me out was I just saw Tom
Yeah,
Hanks,
I
but
know.
the whole movie was directed beautifully. Austin Butler, who I make a lot of fun of, was spectacular.
He should have won the Oscar. I understand.
He was spectacular.
I understand.
What about Elton John?
The Whale.
The Rocket Man. Did he do it? Remember Rocket Man?
Oh, I don't know.
Taron Egerton.
I don't know if he did or not.
I think he sang his own.
He sang his own, and there was
wow.
But it was kind of reimagined
Oh my God, have you
Elvis
seen-
or Elton John biopic. Like he didn't play him, but I mean some of the songs were taken
Out of context.
Well, just they were reimagined.
I don't
Tiny dancer scene
understand.
was-
Like, if I have a commercial I have to do, I'm nervous. To sing like Elton John and Elvis and Amy Winehouse, how do you take that role?
No. And,
That's
and
crazy.
by the way, how do you take her and cast her before you know she can sing? That made no sense.
Well, maybe they're like, if she's terrible.
It's amazing. I thought there was. I love it.
Welcome back. A Potomac housewife is keeping it real juicy. Which reality star was spotted in the Freaknik documentary? And are you celebrating Diva Week? Because of course I am. In this week's What Erica's Watching. First, the explosive news of Potomac housewife Mia's divorce had Bravo return to filming after the season finale wrapped. Now, Bravo couldn't pass up squeezing out this season's juiciest drama, okay? Well, Mia ended her 11-year marriage based on some shocking details. We saw her husband Gordon calling her out for having a 10-year affair with her high school sweetheart.
On my 70th birthday, I said, you know, if you find someone that you think you want to start spending time with, I want you to know I'm okay with that, but I have two rules. One, be discreet. Two, don't get the kids involved. And in this case, you did both.
And now Mia is sharing her side of the messy divorce on Watch What Happens Live.
So I did realize that after I married Gordon that I wasn't quite sure if he was the man that I wanted to marry. You know, he wanted to have threesomes.
He wanted another lady in our marriage. And I just realized that I was like, I'm not sure if this is something that I want forever.
Let's just hope that Mia can keep Bravo's cameras rolling until next season, because she's clearly learned how to dish out the drama and give the Bravo-holics what we want. Yes, girl. Next, the return of Freaknik as a documentary has many people reaching back into the past and confessing to be a part of the wildest party never told.
Freaknik was the greatest black gathering in America.
It was like an entry point into the black cultural experience.
Now, many celebs are coming out about going wild in Hotlanta in the 90s, including Married to Medicine's Dr. Simone, after her husband Cecil was spotted in the documentary. Dr. Simone also shared a pic of her Spell House party days with Cecil, congratulating the documentary's premiere on Hulu. Finally, Diva Week has come. And if you don't know what that is, it's when fans celebrate the birthdays of 6 of the greatest singers of all time, starting with the Queen of Funk, Chaka Khan, followed by Aretha Franklin, then Diana Ross, and Mariah Carey. Well, now, Lady Gaga and Celine Dion have been added to the celebration of this string of birthdays. All I have to say is, happy birthday, queens. Share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBL Erica Watch. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Have you ever heard a story and then asked yourself, what would I do in that situation? Well, the show What Would You Do does that very thing. And earlier we spoke with the show's host, John Quinones. Take a look.
What if you were there when a gym workout gets crashed by a creep?
Are you a model? I have a studio down the street.
He was like taking a bunch of pictures of you while you were stretching.
Okay, here we go. Ariane, this touches you.
Please welcome award-winning journalist John Quinones.
Hey, how you doing? Great to be with you guys.
Your show. It's such a good show.
It is a good show. I always think, if he's there, I got to show up. I'm always worried you're going to be there. All right. You've been witnessing human behavior on What Would You Do for so long. And I am curious, what is a story that has impacted you the most?
Oh my God, there's so many of them. They all touch me so deeply. By the way, so great to be on your show. We're big fans here in Texas. My wife never misses a show. So I'm glad to be with you guys this afternoon.
That's crazy.
You know, I think we did one where a homeless a person collapses on the street. Who's going to stop and help a homeless person? You don't know anything about medicine, right? You're in a hurry. You got to get to work. And if it's if it's a well-dressed business person, everyone stopped to help. But when it was a homeless guy on the street, no one stopped. That man, he was an actor. He was an actor. But no, 88 people walked by. No one would stop. Yes, they were stepping over him. And one lady made the sign of the cross and kept going. But the only one who stopped was another homeless person, Linda Hamilton. And that just touched me.
Right. So who's more apt to get involved, a man or a woman?
Overwhelmingly women. Women. I don't know. Maternal instinct, maybe, or the fact that you guys are braver than we are, because guys are about it becoming physical, but women jump right in, maybe because they've been there, right? The homeless person stepped in because she's been there. A bashing victim, someone watching that will step in if they happen to be gay because they've been there. They know what it's like. Women are incredible. You guys, every time, you're the ones that jump in. There'll be many times when we're in a restaurant and the man is with the wife and she's saying, I want to get involved. I need to do something. And he'll say, no, he's holding her back. Mind your own business. Guys, we're just worried too.
They're the worst. But that was my thought, that women have a presumption of safety. Right. Because we don't think about it in terms of what happens if it escalates.
How many times have you heard the Good Samaritan winds up getting hurt? But we all have cell phones now. We can all from a safe distance call, 911. Or talk to the management at the restaurant, or complain to someone quietly. You don't have to become physically involved.
That's true.
Do you see any differences with the generations, like young versus old?
Yes, young people are more apt to get involved often, and we can't put them on the air unless they're over 18, so we have to ask their parents. But teenagers are amazing. The biggest fans of What Would You Do are kids. When I'm going through an airport, or they're the ones who come up and want to take selfies. I love that. It probably because of social media. We went crazy on TikTok and on Instagram when 5 years ago, my kids were saying, "Dad, you're blowing up on TikTok."
Were you like, what's TikTok?
Kids want to remind us of the right thing to do. The old folks are set in their ways.
It's so true. We have about a minute left, so I have to ask you, with more than 1,000 episodes air, do you ever hear from people who've said that they changed their behavior because of what they saw on the show?
All the time. In fact, even on the show, when we're filming, someone steps in and I'll go and ask them why, and they'll say, because I watch your show. And I promised my kids that if I ever confronted something like this, I would be the one to step in. When we help someone out of kindness or generosity, it leads them to return the favor down the line, and that creates a cycle of positive energy. And I think that show is so good because it reminds us of all the goodness out there, and it restores our faith in humanity.
I love that. John, quickly, what's your wife's name?
Deanna White.
Deanna! Thank you,
John, does she have a favorite, real quick?
Yeah, which host?
Oh, what do you mean? Which host?
What would you do, John? The question's on you.
Are you crazy? Of course, I think all of you. Maybe we should run a little experiment there in the studio one of these days.
Smart man.
John, thank you to you. Thank you to your wife, Deanna. And congratulations on the success of your show. DBL Nation, you can find What Would You Do Sunday nights on ABC and the next day on Hulu. Thank you again, John. We'll be right back.
Thank you. Great job.
Great job.
Welcome back. Actor Ernie Hudson seems to be frozen in time. So check this out. He recently appeared with his Ghostbusters Frozen Empire co-stars on the red carpet, and fans could not believe how good he looks. Check this out. 78.
No.
Yes.
Stop.
That man is almost 80 years old.
Oh my gosh, him and Paul Rudd.
You're
they
78?
No,
Look
him
at
and
that.
Paul Rudd are not in the same stratosphere.
Okay,
Stop
look,
it.
here he is today in the original Ghostbusters that came out 40 years ago.
That's not okay.
More handsome.
He is more handsome.
I have said it before, you know, just basing on like pictures of my mom. My mom looks better now
Is that
than
right?
pictures in the early 80s. There was big glasses.
Right, right.
You know,
It's
shoulder
unflattering,
pads.
right.
I think now people know how to take care of themselves. You're doing yoga. What man was doing yoga in 89?
Although Carla Rockmore yesterday had those big glasses on.
And they're in again.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm talking about physical.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you know how to take care of yourself
you
better.
mentioned the big glasses, though.
I didn't say big glasses.
Yeah, you just
I
said.
said big shoulder
No,
pads.
you said your
big
mom with her big
glasses.
glasses.
But they weren't those kind of glasses.
Oh, gosh.
They were the other.
Wow. Happy Easter, everybody. Buona Pasqua.